Hi guys, Lana C here. Let me guess, you're here today because you're interested in learning how to pronounce words in Spanish. Am I right? Well, you've come to the right place. In this video, I'm going to teach you guys the keys to pronunciation, and when I'm finished, you'll be able to pronounce anything in Spanish. I promise. Interested? Stay tuned. Alright, so I'm going to give you the Spanish vowel sounds now, and I'm going to connect each vowel with an English word so that you can hear how the vowel sounds in Spanish in a familiar word, so that you can make that sound connection. After that, I am going to give you some Spanish words so that you can hear the vowel sound in its proper context. Here we go. The first vowel sound is A, and in Spanish, A says A. A, as in the English word avocado. A. Second vowel sound, the letter E, in Spanish is A. A. As in channeling your inner Fonzie. A. Ooh. Did I just date myself there? Okay. Shh. A. The third vowel sound is E. The letter I in Spanish says E. As in me. Yay me! E. The fourth vowel sound, the letter O in English, you ready for this? Hold on to your hats, is O. Can you remember that? O is O, as in yo. So, and the last letter, U, in Spanish is U. U, as in food. Yum, 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 food. U. Here are the vowel sounds all written out. A, E, O, U. And just as a side note, whenever I put up slides and you see something in brackets, that's my way of giving you the pronunciation of the Spanish word using English sounds. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, so now you have 5 words that are in Spanish that convey the Spanish vowels. A. Manzana, manzana. Coche, coche. Iglesia, iglesia. Oso, oso. Uñas, uñas. All right, so that was part 1, the vowel sounds. And in part 2, I think it's kind of important to let you know that there are 30 letters in the Spanish alphabet as opposed to our 26. There are 4 other letters that we don't have. The first one is che. It's called che. Now, I know we have lots of words in English that have the beginning as CH, but they're just not considered a letter. So the next one is ella, ella. The letter ella in Spanish is made up of 2 L's together, and when these 2 L's come together, it makes a Y sound, as in me llamo, which means my name is, or in the color amarillo, which means yellow, amarillo. Fun fact, most of you are familiar with the city in Texas called Amarillo, Texas. Well, it derives its name from the Spanish, being that its bordering neighbor is Mexico. The correct way to say that city name is actually Amarillo. So, the next time you find yourself going to Amarillo, Texas, be sure to tell your friends that you're going to Amarillo, Texas, and watch how impressed they'll be. Okay, moving right along to the next letter, ñ. Ñ in Spanish is similar to the sound of the NY in our English word canyon. Examples of this are the word español, español, which means Spanish. Yo hablo español. I speak Spanish. And the word señora. Señora can mean Mrs. or it can mean lady. And the last one is R. R is a double R. It's slightly longer and breathier than its brother, R, the single R. In the word perro, meaning dog, the sound of the double R is slightly different than in the word cuatro, for example, meaning 4. Remember our numbers from the last video where you learned to count from 1 to 100? Cuatro, perro, cuatro, perro. Can you hear the difference? By the way, don't get discouraged with the rolling R sound. It just takes practice. Real quick, try this. To get the rolled R, you need to put the tip of your tongue to the back of the top teeth. Right at that soft spot where you usually burn the roof of your mouth with that first impatient bite of pizza. You know, you're seeing that wonderful cheese melting and that wonderful, beautiful looking slice of pizza, and you just gotta have it right now. So you grab that piece and you bite into it, and that spot right there. That's where I want you to put your tongue. You are going to breathe out forcefully, pushing the air between your tongue and the back of your teeth, or that soft spot just above. Now, don't think too hard about the format. Just know it and focus more on making your tongue vibrate with the air. Keep trying. It won't happen overnight, but it will happen. Rolling your R's is really great. Part 3 is about consonants. Consonants and consonant blends. What happens to the consonant sound when it is connected to certain vowels? Any consonants that you do not see here have the same sound as the English. So the first is A. And yes, I know A is a vowel. I just taught it to you as a vowel. I'm not confused. I put it here just to remind me to remind you that the letter E is not silent at the end of a word, as it is in English. So for example, in English, we have the word once, O-N-C-E, once. That word in Spanish is pronounced as once. Once, the letter E says A, and we know that once is a number 11, also from the last video. The letter H in Spanish is silent, doesn't make a sound at all. The letter J now makes the H sound. The J, as I used to tell my students, stole the H's job. The letter G also sometimes makes an H sound when it's with the letter E and the letter I. So when it's together, G-E says he, G-I says he. The rest of the time, it's a hard G sound. G-A says ga, G-O says go, G-U says gu. And then the letter V makes a B sound. And you've probably already heard me use the B sound when I was doing the numbers in the last video. The number 20 is 20, 20 with that B sound. The letter W is not used in Spanish words. And finally, the letter Z makes an S sound. Z as in the color azul, A-Z-U-L, azul. Here we're going to talk about consonants that change with certain vowels. Here again we have the letter G because it's kind of doing double duty here. It is on this slide because it is a consonant blend, but on the other page it was showing you that it also has an H sound, much like the letter J. So we're not going to go over the G again because we just did. We'll move on to C. The letter C, when in front of the E sound and the E sound, take on a soft C sound. And when it's with the other vowels, it has a hard K-like sound. So I'm just going to say the sound in front of each one of the vowels. It's ka, se, si, so, and su. When the letter C is with another C, for example, in the word lección, the first C is hard, like a K sound, and the second is soft, like an S sound, lección, and it means lesson. Finally, the letter X. The Spanish X has 3 separate sounds. The first is like the KS in the word talks, And the word examine, for example, in Spanish, examen, examen, which means exam or test. The second is pronounced like the English letter H. Here we go again. And is reserved for certain proper nouns which are derived from them. For example, the word Mexico, Mexico. And the third is pronounced like the English CH. It too is reserved for certain proper nouns like chitle and chela. All right, guys, you're doing great. Just a few more. And don't forget, you can always come back to this video for reference. You can pause it, rewind it, take notes, whatever you need to do. All right, when two vowel sounds come together in a word, they are pronounced separately. Example, the verb leer, meaning to read. There are two E's there. Each E sound says le, er. With two E's in a word, it actually takes on a Y sound in between them. So it's actually sounding like this, leyer, leyer. Another example is the number 30 in Spanish, treinta. You see the E and the I there. The E says the I says I. Treinta. Don't say it slow and weird. When you say it normally, it will blend. But you still hear the two vowel sounds when slowed down, like the English word train, treinta. The last example is the word suelo. Here we have the U and the E together. The U says U, the E says E. Suelo, and that means floor. When said at normal speed, again, don't say it slow and weird. It sounds like a W, suelo, suelo. All right, guys, that's it. You did a great job. I'm out of here. Hey, sorry, one more thing I forgot about. There's some potholes that you need to watch out for. So I'm going to tell you about those real quick. Watch this. The first pothole I want you to watch out for is the ending C-I-O with an accent mark N, sion. This is the shun in English, but you don't say shun like in English. Remember, the two vowels, when they're together in a word, they're pronounced separately, sion, as in the word acción. And the second pothole are cognates. Now, cognates are words in Spanish that sound similar and are spelled similar, or sometimes exactly the same, to the English, and often they have the same meaning. For example, the English word doctor, but this is not pronounced as doctor in Spanish, it's pronounced doctor. So do, not doc, and tor, not ter. Okay, so we don't pronounce it as in English. Remember the vowel sounds. And yes, it means doctor, doctor. And the second example is the word sandwich in English, but it's not pronounced sandwich. The letter A says A in Spanish, so the first syllable is san, san, not san, and the second syllable is which, not which. Okay, which because the letter I says I, so it's sandwich, sandwich. And yes, of course, it means sandwich. Okay, guys, that really is it this time. Thank you so much for your patience. Thank you for watching this video. I do hope that you found something in this video that was a help to you. If so, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe so that you can know when my next video is coming out. And if you have a question, leave me your comments down below and I will answer your question as soon as I can. Now, as an added bonus, I just attached a cute little video that is a song pretty much of the Spanish alphabet. I hope you guys continue to listen. My goal for this whole video series is to show you that learning another language doesn't have to be boring. It can be fun. So embrace my quirkiness and have fun with me. It's okay to sing along. I won't tell. Go ahead and click that card now in the top right corner to enjoy the alphabet song. Thanks.